Despite the phenomenal rise of Nvidia stock and its super performance of doubling revenues, sequentially it is now pointing to a slower growth ahead. I begin to see the stock graph of Nvidia resemble Cisco in its heydays in 1999. Cisco's revenues went up from $12.18 billion in 1999 to over $22 billion in 2021. After that, the company experienced 1 year of falling revenues, followed by a flat year, and then another 5 consecutive years of healthy growth. Now, in fact, the company's revenues have grown from $19 billion in early 2000 to over $50 billion today. Then why has the stock price of Cisco underperformed? To anyone looking at the chart, you would call a Cisco a success story, but that's not how investors who bought at that peak feel like. They've seem to have been let down completely. Uh, and what did it take to take down Cisco? Could the same thing happen to Nvidia as well? A broader market downturn did contribute to the fall of Cisco, there's no doubt about it, but all that really had to happen was the growth to slow down. Okay? Nvidia could absolutely continue to deliver good results over the next 2 decades, and simultaneously, the stock could already be close to a medium term or a long term top. Arguably, in order for Nvidia to get way of Cisco, all we need to see is a sufficient slowdown in its growth. Based on the current trend and guidance, that is probably already beginning to happen. Quarter on quarter revenues are already slowing down, with the next quarter projected to bring only 10% sequential growth as compared to 22% in the existing quarter. Moving forward, comparables are going to get very hard, and there is currently a huge demand for a product it seems only Nvidia can manufacture. This is making the company billions while also taking away billions away from its clients. At the same time, the list of Nvidia's competitors and clients includes all of the largest name with the deepest pockets. So we have number one, we have Tesla, which is developing the Dojo supercomputer, which runs on its in-house produced D1 chips. Number two, Apple has developed its M3 series. Third, Google has just released its Cloud TPU V5P, its in-house AI accelerator. Four, AMD is soon releasing GPUs that could be comparable to the NVIDIA RTX 4080. Number five, Intel, which is building out its foundry infrastructure, is now teaming up with Microsoft in order to develop their own custom computing chips. What's important to note is that none of these competitors even has to out GPU Nvidia may remain the most advanced GPU maker for decades to come, but at the very least, these companies, well in time, may be able to make similar and the key here is much more affordable alternatives. That is going to be the key, because eventually those products have to be sold by the end maker of these chips and the products that they are using. Nvidia's current margins and growth rates just don't seem sustainable under the current scenario. It's funny how today everyone sees Nvidia as unchallengeable in the GPU space, and so few actually saw this coming 2 years back. The same could apply moving forward. With all of this new competitor and productive capacity, it's only a matter of time before this really happens. Semiconductors have for a very long time been known to be a cyclical business. At times, there's a very large need of them, prompting overinvestment. This new productive capacity at all ends up coming online at the same time, and that eventually leads to oversupply many a time. This is what I have actually worked in the semiconductor industry and can vouch for. The cyclicality is best appreciated when we look at the change in the year to year revenues. However, it is true that over the long term, we have seen higher revenues for semiconductors. And yes, it is also true that AI has supercharged this cycle, but has it completely erased it? On the other hand, I believe that higher supply in the coming years will also be met by softening demand. AI mania has reached fever pitch, and I believe there's a lot of demand which is being driven by speculation. Okay, so all this is going to come to play. VC funding reached $50 billion in 2023 and will likely make new highs in 2024. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. This is all a part of a free market process of creative destruction. Today we are creating and tomorrow we may be destroying. There's a flurry of AI startups popping up, offering free AIs this and free AI that. There's no room for all of them, and for that matter, there's no room for free either. Eventually, these companies will begin to charge, and as we shift from freemium to subscription models, the market will naturally consolidate and thin out. No doubt, companies like Google, Microsoft, and Adobe will try hard to integrate AI into their suite of applications